what we see is that we have highly developed financial products and systems and banks that don't support small and medium-sized enterprises. To be quite frank, I think what we are facing as South Africa and certainly other countries in Africa is the potential of people starving, the potential of people sort of staying home and trying to self-isolate and trying to distance, and then not having any sort of savings and having any sort of access to being able to feed their families. And so what we see is that we have highly developed financial products and systems and banks that don't support small and medium-sized enterprises, particularly in moments like this. And so I think, again, it's a question of saying, how do not only governments support, but how do financial institutions support small and medium enterprises to be able to survive a period like this? And again, some tough questions have to be asked. Which industries, which businesses need to survive? Maybe some of them need to fail, and some of them need to be, supported in different areas of the economy so that people can repurpose themselves and kind of pivot from one industry to the other. So I'm deeply invested in media, and those are the type of businesses that perhaps have a level of resilience to be able to adapt. But I also have investments in food and restaurants that, at times, without my hat on as the co-owner of businesses like that, perhaps some of those businesses need to fail, and we need to sort of step back and say, how do we now rethink the skills and the people that we have within those particular businesses to be able to compete globally?
So you are making a strong argument, if I get you right, to really use that opportunity, especially support by government and states for business to see which business, which system of economy is needed to make a society more resilient. Is that right?
Absolutely. I think if I speak from a South African context, we have a highly developed financial, almost Switzerland-like financial system, and then we have the 80% of our population that is very similar to Bangladesh, where the financial products need to be different. And so when you live in this kind of deep inequality, it's something that is only exacerbated by COVID-19, and that I think that we can live in this kind of delusion that this is not something that will at some point rear up and affect, and you can build our walls higher and higher as people who are in the inner circle and people who are connected and people who are in part of the inclusive part of the first economy. But how do we break that down? How do we rethink what business is and what the role of business is in society, and what type of capitalism we need to be able to espouse as business people? And again, I think that the level of measurement and the level of support needs to be at firm level, because I think that it's what happens in homes and families and businesses that reflect what happens within a particular country.